Yeah, no. Did that wake up, get your mind right. Real talk, no fluff, no sidelines. We outside, bring the truth to the sunrise. D.A.M.N, yeah, we coming at the right time. Some morning news, like Hook Media. Morning media just got dangerous.
Ooh. Yes. If I were you, I would say yes. Speak, Lord. Speak to me. Welcome to Dave Anderson Morning News. Damn. First of all, do you know what today is? Do you know what today is? It is my favorite day of the week. Ladies and gentlemen and lady friends, it is none other than Smoke Show Wednesday. And as you know, most of these people are nuttier than hooker spit. And they will not show up. You know they won't show up. I want to say good morning to my mods. I want to say good morning to everybody in the damn nation. But before I say good morning to anybody, I need to make sure that I thank the YouTube member. But I thank the YouTube member. We got some brand new members in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have brand new members in the building. I don't know how this happened, but look, Rosalind Jones, 6766. You better thank the YouTube member. Welcome. I feel like Montel Williams just without the Kamala. Also, the Preacher Man. The Preacher Man became a YouTube member. I want to thank the YouTube member. You better thank the YouTube members for supporting the channel because that's the only way I'm able to do this full time. And if y'all don't want to see me back in them streets, now keep in mind, I do not belong to the streets. I do have a timeshare. Right now, I'm renting it out as a late model Airbnb. It works. But we got a lot of stuff to get to today, folks. There's a lot of thottery happening. And in case you did not know, now I personally, and you can verify this through Temple University, we have absolutely nothing better to do. I have a degree in broadcasting, telecommunications, and mass media with a double major in English, minor in jazz vocal performance, a master's of divinity, and I do have a PhD in thotonomics. That's right. I am the doctor of thotonomics. I am teaching you how these thoughts think, how these thoughts move, what these thoughts want, and how these thoughts do. Dr. Anderson is in the building, and I didn't even have to patent it. I didn't even have to run to the trademark office. But I want to welcome you to the show. Meek is not here today. But today I am not by myself. The lovely, the talented Anita Stoudmire is here for me the entire show. Now, she's a therapist, an actual one, a relationship expert, which is perfect because today's show needs therapy before we even get to the second headline. So we're going to start with the Cheyenne Bryant controversy. Anita, welcome to the show.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. It is my honor, Dave. I've been following you for a while.
Oh, you poor baby. I am so sorry for all the things you've had to endure.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Now, for people who are wondering, because I just want to get this out in the open because there's been too many light-skinned, good-looking black women on the internet talking about their credentials. And you happen to be a light-skinned, good-looking black woman. So I want to make sure that we establish up front that you do have credentialing.
I do, and it can be verified. I encourage people to Google my name. All kinds of things are going to come up. Some very interesting things are going to come up, but most importantly is my credentials are going to come up.
So wait. Hold on. Now I'm curious as to what the interesting, you're not just going to skim past that.
Okay.
What are the interesting things? Did you run a brothel or something? Like what now? And you gonna have to go now. We gonna now. Come on.
Yeah. So a variety of things, right? So my 15 minutes of fame was being on the Oprah Winfrey Show back in 2000. That's an interesting thing to know about me. I sat on the stage with Oprah and Dr. Phil and my then husband at the time.
So you had to get real. You had to get real. And I understand what happened. Okay. See, your husband is not the husband for you. I like Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I do. I like Dr. Phil. I am I'm a big fan of Dr. Phil. I'm a big fan of Oprah. You know, Oprah and I have the same mentor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
John Henry Heidelberg. And he said, I'm the only person aside from Oprah that he saw the same spark in, which apparently I have not activated that spark because I don't have the billions. I don't got the billions. You know what I mean? I ain't got a traveling everywhere with me, interviewing Black people when they need to throw them under the bus. I'm working on it though. I'm trying to harness this, and I got my weight under control. You know, so now I'm working on it. But I'm so happy to have you here. But you was on Oprah with your then husband, which tells us everything we already knew.
Years ago. Yeah, years ago.
So 20 some odd years ago, somebody blew it.
So we tried. Now you know if Oprah and Phil can't save your marriage.
Damn.
You had
listen, I mean, you could have called Iyanla. She might have tried to fix your life.
Maybe I should have tried that. Yep. Yeah.
Well, I mean, before we even get into this, my main question to you, right? When you see somebody like Cheyenne Bryant and she's doing the thoughtetry that she's doing, why didn't she just call herself a life coach?
That's what I was wondering the whole time. And it's okay because a lot of people have been out here doing big things. I would consider Tony Robbins one of those people. Tony Robbins is the GOAT of life coaching. So it doesn't get any bigger than him. So like you said, why wouldn't you go that route from the beginning? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. Tony's built an amazing career. Yeah.
Listen, and again, I've met Tony Robbins, wonderful guy, very scary. You know, he's got like Jack Black was not exaggerating. That man has banana hands. His hands is huge. They're huge. He's a very big guy. And when I tell you he's extremely kind, he's very high energy. And for me to say somebody high energy, that's saying something. But the thing that I admire most about Tony Robbins, right, is that Tony Robbins is so powerful that he will have an arena full of people. And then after he speaks, without taking a piss break for 12 hours straight, he will then meet people in the parking lot and make them so enamored, so fired up that they will walk barefoot on hot coals and pay between $1,500 and $5,000 for the honor of doing so.
See? Yeah.
And I'm trying to understand because respectfully to Tony Robbins and his lovely wife, Tony Robbins ain't got ass. Tony Robbins does not have titties. Tony Robbins ain't got ass. He ain't got titties. He does not. He's not what I would call a person with a pretty face. Cheyenne Bryant got tits, ass, and a pretty face. I mean, to me, it's unquestionable. She's not particularly my type. As a doctor of thoughtonomics, I tend to stay away from thoughtetry at all costs. I also don't like pussy panderers. And she happens to be all of that. But why, when you have all of those tools, you got a wall full of parchment and not a degree nowhere. I've seen Braille thermometers with more degrees than this broad. I don't like, as a woman, do you ever feel pressure to lean into your looks in order to secure clients or get more popular online?
I don't, because I had a daddy, and that's the number one thing he taught me is the least interesting thing about me is the way I look. So I had a father that was like, yeah, that's easy. Using your feminine wiles, that's easy. I actually want you to develop yourself. I actually want you to develop your mind. I want you to develop your personality. So that's what I think a lot of women are missing today. is they're relying too heavily on their outer appearance, and they're not developing themselves. They're not good people.
You know the sisterhood going to turn on you because number one, you like
Already have.
you telling the truth. Number three, and you know what I'm about to say. They about to call you a pick-me.
I know.
You know, you first of all, you weren't here with one of the four horsemen of the manosphere.
Right.
Number two, number two, you know, you have the unmitigated gall to have this thing called self-awareness. And then number three, you demand accountability.
That's
from
it.
people with vaginas.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of these women didn't grow up with a strong father. And so they didn't know how to have that balance. It's fine to be a girl. I love being a girl. I tell people that all the time. However, I am now an adult woman and I have to act like it, right? I have to act like an adult woman. There has to be a level of emotional maturity that comes along with being an adult woman.
I'm definitely not mad at that.
Yeah,
Definitely not mad at that. So when you first heard the news, did you say to yourself, oh shit? Or were you just like, this ought to be in, like, did you get your popcorn? Like what? Like walk me through what you were thinking about.
I thought it was interesting because when she was on Cam Newton, that's the first time I became familiar with her. I took her at face value, right? Because that's what I tend to do until I dig a little deeper. I took her at face value. I said, okay, she's a doctor. She has a doctorate of some kind. But as the interviews continued, and as you continue to listen, and you're like, okay, something's not adding up. She's been very open about her traumatic childhood. I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. That's when I started to question the credentials. And then the piece de resistance is the fake Christian, you know, that I don't like that. I don't like people who play with God. When she started to blend the worldly and the Christian, that's when you lost me. Don't do that.
Well, see, Anita, and this is why I think it's very important. And I'm trying to tell people, like, to be the only certified PhD in Thoughtenomics on earth, I'm trying to get more people to get into Thoughtenomics. My dissertation was on what happens, the evolution of a master thought. Okay. And see, I don't know if you know this or not, but the master thought's final form is Christianity. Like that's where they go after that. Why do you laugh at me when I'm talking serious clinical data here? This is not anecdotal. This is serious clinical data. Studies have shown that a master thought's final form is the church. That's what they do because it's just me and God. It's me and God, but you twerking. You got thigh-high superhero boots that will make Wonder Woman blush, but all of a sudden, it's just me and my God. My God, let me tell you something. The most ratchet book, respectfully, as a theologian, I can say this: the most ratchet book, the most sex-filled, deplorable, raucous. That's not even a word. But it's what it is. It's raucous and righteous together. Raucous book I've ever read is the Bible. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. They were trying to smash angels. It's wild work. So to me, the master thought has to automatically shift over to God. It happens all the time. I'm just saying. It happens all the time. When B. Simone realized that she couldn't get a man that was an entrepreneur, couldn't work a 9 to 5, where B. Simone wind up at? Church. That's all I'm saying. I'm not throwing stones. All I'm just saying, Salt from Salt and Pepper started stomping with Kirk Franklin. I'm just saying.
But I don't like people who play with God. I don't like people who go on Christian podcasts and curse and carry on. I don't care for that. So very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. The way you dress, the way you look.
I'm a custom preacher. I'm sorry. I just am. Because my whole thing is I like cusses. I do. I'm working on, but I like to cuss. And the thing for me is just like the Bible says, you know, I would rather have open rebuke from a friend than have the kiss of an enemy. And I like to openly rebuke mother.
Okay.
See, I edit myself when this.
Yes.
Hold on, we got a comment here. Girl Talk with Tia 2425 says, I don't understand. Aren't they supposed to go to God? Isn't that the point of salvation? I never been that type of woman to be with a bunch of men, but I understand people living in sin and getting saved. No. We're not talking about someone who finds salvation. We're talking about people who use Christ as a marketing tactic. That's what I'm talking about.
The Brittany Renners. You notice what she did? That she turned to see. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about people who are right. It's not real. It's not genuine. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's a last ditch effort. Yeah, that's not okay because people are playing. Right. People are playing. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Like after Jay Morrison allegedly stole $11 million from the black community and got his ass about the black house in Atlanta, then he started preaching. That's what I'm talking about. Like Derek Jackson, Jackson.
Yep.
What'd he do? He cheated on his wife. And again, ain't none of us out here perfect. So I ain't throwing stones on that. We all men sometimes just be doing dumb man shit.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, he then went to the church and then literally doubled his female following after they found out he was clapping cheeks on boats. That's what we're talking about. We are not talking about someone being saved, washed in the blood, turning away from their sin, and finding themselves being a new creature in Christ. Let's not conflate things, because this is a thing with women that I don't like. When a man says something, that's what he said. We don't do this thing that women, respectfully, and Anita, you can stop me when I'm wrong. I'm not a clinician. I'll tell you the same thing I told Jeff. Men are very logical and we're very direct. We are that part of the Bible that says, let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. We ain't got time for this, you know. So what you're saying is, no, heifer, I said what I said. There's nothing behind it. We are very straight up and down. Now, if you are a moist little fruitcake, you know, fun boy, I can't speak for them, but regular, everyday, heterosexual, masculine men that enjoy beer, pro wrestling, and vagina, we tend to just stay by saying what we say. You don't have to read anything else into it. There's no deleted scenes. There's no extra credit. There's no hidden messages. You don't have to have like a black light and search through it. We're very direct. Y'all like to paint the whole frame.
Right.
And we still don't get the picture.
Right.
And everything starts, what I say on my album, I feel. We don't do I feel. If you hear a man start off with, well, I feel, pause. Watch his butt, ladies. If he starts off with, well, I feel, more often than not,
something going on.
You might have a bussy bandit, just respectfully. You just might. But after because we're going to dive into the Cheyenne Bryant thing, but after that, we're going to talk about the January 6th defendants potentially having access to compensation while Black people still don't have reparations. When I tell you
what?
Yeah, I don't know. After that, we're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about some war money. We're going to talk about John Travolta's can look. We're going to talk about the World Cup halftime show. Leon Thomas and Costco swings are attacking people. Plus, shirtless baseball fans are wanting new ownership. So it's going to be a crazy show. If y'all looking for serious, clinical, wonderful talk, this ain't the show for that. But Anita is here for all of this. So, which means if I have something to say that's emotionally irresponsible, she can professionally clean it up before the internet calls me toxic. And well, shit, too late. They already have. So let's get into it. Let's start with your girl Shy, because let's face it, this broad here, and I said broad because she's not a woman, she's a broad. Watch how quickly she can duck and dodge.
How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm gonna clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again, and I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve.
If you're a clinician and you've got a fan base that has a nickname, see, damn nation, you people understand. I'm not a clinician. I'm a doctor of thoughtonomics.
Right.
This heifer here, and that's a made-up term. Again, this comedy. This heifer right here, not the lovely young lady on the right side of your screen, but the heifer right there with the rolled up eyes who got the Doc chain on. Why you got a rapper chain on? Anita, I'm just asking questions. Am I lying? Is that not what you would consider a rapper chain?
Yep.
You know who wears rapper chains, right? Rapper girlfriends and thought pockets. That's pretty much it. If you're not a rapper yourself, like rapper girlfriends and thought pockets. Okay.
To hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give what your narrative is. I would like.
Ooh.
There you go.
She don't give a fork.
Yep.
She don't give a fork. You heard it. Okay.
I did.
Like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit.
See that right there? That's where she messed up, in my personal opinion. This is where she messed up. Because she said, I dare you to go check it out, recreate it, double down. You know the internet loves a challenge.
Yep, they sure do.
And them niggas said challenge accepted, ho.
I talk about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple.
Every village has a chief, Anita. And every village also has an idiot.
Yep.
Went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party. That third party only holds records for 2 years.
The third party she's speaking of is parchment.com.
Yep.
That's
a lie. Yeah.
Do you remember I would say like probably your early to mid 20s? Do you remember the group Next?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I sure do.
Baby, when we're grinding, I get so There was a kid a couple of years ago had a song that was a parody of that song. He said, "Why the hell you lying?" Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
And you lying, but see, I'm toxic. I'm the problem. I'm the person that got to get vetted on the Breakfast Club because I came up there with a real black agenda. But this thought-tostical thought pocket is given a platform to spew these lies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said,
I'm sorry, Anita. Is there a doctoral program? Is that anything like a doctoral program?
Right.
What the hell is doctoral?
Right.
I'm not even trying to be a comedian right now. Is there something called doctoral? Because I could have sworn my English says when I studied English at Columbia University, I've heard of doctoral. I've never heard of doctoral. I just want to. Can somebody in the chat fact check that for me? Is it doctoral or doctorial? I'm just okay. Never mind. By the way, super chats are open for you, black people, white people, brown people, people of color, Care Bears, and one-eyed, one-horned, fine purple people leaders. Let's keep going.
We can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program. Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time. And I was able to get just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation. But everything else, there's just no holding take for any of our records, which I think is completely effed up.
First of all, she's making my nerves very bad.
Yeah.
Like my nerves are so bad. I can't even listen to no more. I want to real quick. I got to pull this whole thing. Okay. Anita, you got to talk to me.
I just want someone in the chat who's ever been to any higher learning institution to tell me whenever does that higher learning institution offer to give you your money back. That never happens, ever.
No, that money's like a roach motel.
Yeah, your money go in and it never comes back.
Come out.
Like what?
Your money's a frisbee.
I couldn't even believe she said that. No, they do not refund your money ever. So come on, this lie has it's gotten so ridiculous that, like you said, people can't even listen. It's so ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous.
It's bad.
Come on.
Now I'm gonna tell you. I want to go and listen to an expert on this subject. I'm going to go and we're going to check out what Tony Baker had to say on the subject.
Right.
Because I feel like Tony's got something important. I feel like no, Anita, I feel like Tony got something important to say on the subject. I won't let this man talk.
Peeps, my take on the Dr. Bryant situation is that she shouldn't be mad that people want the proof that she is a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got to understand how suspect everything is looking. You got to understand that. Mm-hmm. Who you went to blew up, wasn't nothing left in the rubble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went there, y'all. I went there. She like, all right, well, we need proof. You got to be like, all right, that's fair. That's fair. Let me scrounge up and rustle up the proof if it's out there. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't really be mad at that because this is a doctor situation. A doctorate in anything is serious business. It's serious business, man. Especially when you got people coming to you and looking at you as a doctor. That means you put the time in, you put the work in, you put the education in, you put the money in, you put the training in. It's all legit and solid. And so, we don't want to be coming to no fraud doctors out here, or listening to fraud doctors out here. So I would just feel like I would be humble about it and be like, hey, I know it look crazy, y'all. I know it look crazy. Here's me at the schoolhouse doing my one paper. I was doing, this was a 15-page paper. You know what I'm saying? We was burning the midnight oil, man. Look at the newspaper next to it, the date. This is when we was at the schoolhouse doing this. I would be scrounging up every piece of proof I got to be like, hey, y'all, I'm legit, y'all. And it seems like she's like, nah, man, I ain't saying shit else about it. But it's kind of a fair assessment for people to just be like, yo, are you really who you say you are? Because we ain't got the proof. You know what I'm saying? And that getting the doctorate in anything, I applaud y'all that have really done it, put the work in. The school loans, that shit is expensive. I ain't got it in me. I ain't gonna be a doctor of nothing. I ain't even gonna be a doctor feel good, because sometimes I might not want you to feel good. You feel me? So I get it, y'all. But Cheyenne Bryant, you really can't be mad at people just wanting to know, are you who you say you are? We just want to know. We need that proof, because everybody else is proving it. You go to anybody else, you see their little degrees on the wall, you be like, I don't even know if that degree is fraudulent or not. You know what I'm saying? Everything else in life, you got to prove it. Like if you had a drug deal, you got to prove that you ain't no cop. Take your shirt off. Take your shirt. Well, I'm not telling her. You know what? Just forget it. Oh, also, I can prove that I got shows coming up. You know what I'm saying? Tony Baker and Friends, May 25th, Flappers in Burbank. That's going to be my birthday show, even though my birthday is on May 17th. And I can prove that as well. You know what I'm saying? I can also prove my other shows with a flyer on this video.
I'm not mad at Tony Baker. Real
I
quick,
love
just
it. Yeah.
listen, Anita. I want everybody to see. I don't have all of them because my mama has most of them, but just real quick. Hold on, I want to make sure. Yeah. So this is my action. Yeah. No, I had to pull it out of a drawer because I don't need to hang mine on the wall. It's not even in a frame. It's in a drawer. You see it sealed. This is Lee Temple University. There it is. That's right there. Yeah, no. Together with all the rights, privileges, honors appertaining thereto, in recognition of the satisfactory completion of the course prescribed by the faculty of the university, and testimony whereof the undersigned has subscribed their names and affixed the seal of the university, given at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on this 27th day of August, 1999.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. What Genuine said. So there it is. I'm trying to understand how you spear chuck and jigaboos fell for this. But then again, y'all should have known, because, and this ain't me being shitty. I know somebody gonna say I'm being shitty, but I'm not. Y'all should have known something was wrong when she was on the stage with Ace Metaphor and them at tonight's conversation. AKA Thought Echo Chamber Support 101.
Yep.
You want to talk about a panel of pussy panderers.
Yep.
My God.
Yeah.
Do you ever, Anita, let me ask you something. If we could just pander to the pussy the way Ace and them do you realize how rich we, between the men's table and the ladies' table, do you have any idea how much money we would have no problems?
Nope.
None. Like, I could literally go and hire Mary Poppins. Like, no, I mean, go get Julie Andrews' 93-year-old ass to come and pull my child into chalk pictures with her money.
Yeah.
But I can't pander.
Yeah.
I can't.
You've heard of the famous quote that says, if you truly want to help people, you tell them the truth. But if you want to help yourself, you tell them what they want to hear. And that's what these people are doing. It's about them. It's about lining their pockets. It's not about truly helping people. I want to truly help women to be better. I do. I love that. Even at the expense of y'all hating me. I say that to women all the time. I love y'all. I'm trying to protect y'all in the midst of y'all hating me. So damn. Yeah.
That's bad. Anita,
yep.
I just got this in from Cliff in the News Center. We have found the source of Cheyenne Bryant's degree. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it up on the screen, and I want y'all to go ahead and check it out, and we'll get your thoughts.
Hi, I'm Romeo Miller. My parents always told me how important the education was. That's why I went to college. And education sticks with you and keeps you on top. ICDC College will set you on the right track towards earning your degree in careers like Homeland Security, medical assisting, crime scene investigation, and addiction counseling. In today's world, you got to take command of your future. At ICDC College, you'll get resources like financial aid and your own computer to help you accomplish your goals. Your future is waiting. It's your time to go to college. So call ICDC College and change your life today. It's happening over at ICDC College. This is your future. Don't waste it. It's up to you to make a move. Roll on up to ICDC College.
I say ICDC. Call it ICDC College. I say ICDC. I'm so ICDC College.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Woo.
Woo. We done solved the mystery.
See? There you go. If ICDC is still in existence? I don't think it is.
Neither is her degrees.
Okay. I remember that commercial. Yeah.
Oh, let me find out. Let me see.
Lord.
Wait. Oh my God. Hold on. No, according to wait. I gotta put it on the screen. See, you're messy. See, people don't get to see this messy side of you. I love this. This is Lord Jeebus. Listen, Lord. Google says no, ICDC College no longer exists. The private for-profit career college permanently closed all of its campuses and ceased all instruction May 20th, 2016. If you're a former student looking for academic transcripts or information regarding federal student loan forgiveness, consider these resources. Damn, so ICDC College don't exist and they can still help you find your degree.
See? Lord. No, no. And here's the truth. It's her lack of humility. It's her pride, right? It's the lack of humility that is so distasteful. I mean, I personally believe she didn't finish the doctorate program. I think she went in with the intention on getting a master's and a doctorate. There are plenty of programs that combine the two. And I think she didn't finish the doctoral program. She didn't finish that. She might have gotten her master's degree, but she didn't finish. And so she's willing to die on this hill that, I don't need to prove anything to y'all. That's not a good answer. That's not an appropriate answer. From a professional, no. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so listen, Melanin Goddess Evolution says she has to have a borderline personality disorder. What do you say?
No, she doesn't fit the criteria for borderline personality disorder. She may have some form of narcissistic personality disorder. There are two types. She may be more of the malignant narcissist. So I saw someone say that in the chat. The malignant narcissist is grandiose, right? They believe they're special. They believe they're different. They believe they're better. So I think she suffers more from that, the malignant narcissistic personality, right? Because she really believes she's special. She got on the Yellow Couch Guys show and talked all about how God has hand chosen her and God has picked her. And I was like, this is crazy.
Whoa, there's a Yellow Couch show?
Yes. I try not to say his name, but the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I don't know if you saw that recent. Yeah, that was her most recent.
I've known Lateris, God, 20 some odd years now. I remember when he was doing gospel stage plays. He's like the guy you get when you can't find Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he was the wannabe Tyler Perry, exactly. She recently got on his show and did the whole, and he had to correct her. He had to correct her about some scripture she misquoted. He tried to correct her, but she wasn't having it. She was not having it, but she is a grandiose narcissistic person. She really believes she's special. She's different. The rules of life don't apply to her. She really believes that.
Listen, Anita, okay. Full disclosure. I'm a heterosexual man. I can know when a woman is attractive. That doesn't mean I'm trying to smash. I can look and say that you're objectively attractive. I can look and say Cheyenne Bryant is objectively attractive. I can't take that from her. The one thing that I have learned at almost 50 is two things. Number one, there are 4.3 billion vaginas on the planet. 4.3 billion holes.
Yep.
All of them, by and large, with the exception of the elderly, get wet and make your dick stink. Respectfully. They all do the same thing. Now, if that's what you're using as your bargaining chip, again, hats off to you. Thongs off to you. But there's got to be something after that, because there's going to come a day. Listen, let my words have no power, Jesus. But there's going to come a day where the negotiator no longer works. You understand what I'm saying? The negotiator. And when the negotiator no longer works, I'm going to need you to have something other than a hole I can no longer use to help me get through this thing called life. Life that means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else.
It should be. Yeah.
Sure, I'm so sure. But wait, the Iceman with the first super chat of the day with the $10 super chat said, I got to tip my D.A.M.N hat to a pip named Slipback Bottom Chick Sweetest Taboo, a.k.a. Cheyenne Bryant. From Magic City to Mind Game City. Good morning, damn nation. Hashtag 305, hashtag B1, hashtag cut the check. I know you are simulcasting this on your channel. I know your audience is this nigga.
Yeah.
We don't need a clinical what do you call that?
Diagnosis.
Diagnosis. See?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Because I've been diagnosed. It's obvious.
It's
It's like I
obvious.
have long locks. It's kind of, I'm wearing a quarter zip with a tank top. It's large.
It's
These things
obvious.
are obvious. I'm crazy. I'm almost 50 years old with a big ass Iron Man on my wall. Yes, you want to know why? Because like Michael Jackson, I was a kid that had no real childhood. I was a child entertainer, so I did not get to entertain that way. And my brother and I, when we were kids, we always wanted a Marvel room. My brother's no longer with me, but one of the last things I did was I brought him into this room, and he damn near cried. And to know my brother is to understand my brother was a cop. He used to call him RoboCop. My cousin got shot 5 times in the back, right, by somebody who was robbing him. And my cousin, like me, was on a weight loss journey. He lost all his weight, and he built up so much muscle that the bullets got lodged in his muscle. My mother calls me to tell me this. She says, yo, your cousin Kyle got shot 5 times in the back. I'm like, no. Now I got to fly from Austin to Philly to bury my cousin. She's like, oh, no. He's alive. I said, okay, well, who's on the case? She said, oh, your brother called him like about an hour ago. I said, Aaron called the guy. Oh, you know, RoboCop was going to catch his ass. As soon as he heard it, he got the call. Like, because he was a machine. Like, my brother would go undercover for 6 months. I wouldn't see him. Busting up things all that. So when I brought him to this room to bring him to tears, if you were to look, you see that Black Panther on my wall right there? On the other side of that wall is my bathroom. My bathroom is Wakanda. I have a vibranium toilet. Okay. I'm a big kid. Yeah. Like that's I don't do no drugs. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, I told you, I gave up my timeshare to the street, sign on that. This is the only thing I got. You understand?
And that's a positive thing. Yeah.
I'm okay with a little bit of crazy. I'm okay with a little eccentricity. I think it's one of the things that made me, and it's why my channel went from 0 to 28,000 in 6 weeks. Because people want somebody who is unapologetically them. Yep, they do. Really good looking girl could have run the table because she's the one thing Iyanla Vanzant respectfully is not. It's not. That's right. That's right. Iyanla Vanzant is brilliant. She's talented. She is very well versed. Her activities and the process by which she takes a person through on a journey, second to none. But Rhonda didn't had her day, and even in her best day, she nowhere near as fine as Cheyenne Bryant. No. And I tell, and people used to get mad at me. My wife used to cuss me out about this because I would tell my female clients the truth. Yeah. I don't raise my daughters for the world that I wish existed. I raise my daughters for the world that actually exists. And in that world, when I saw my wife, Anita, first time I saw my wife, I said, damn. You know what I didn't say? Oh my God, look at the morals on that girl. All right. The packaging matters. Yep, I'm sorry. I get treated a whole lot differently at 198 pounds than I ever did at 561. We can say that's unfair. We can say that that's shallow, but baby, that's the way the world works. It is. I don't like it, but that's the way the world works. I get a lot more love and attention and respect for what I have to say because I'm actually living every part of what I have to say. That's right. And I look like I'm living every part of what I actually have to say without a rented Lambo, without some big old house to impress you. So this chick had all of them tools. My mama would say it's like having a big dick and can't fuck. And that's a thing too. The whole thing. Yep. Not call with the $10 super chat says, I don't think that this is mental health related. Too often we excuse unacceptable behavior that way. She seems more like a grifter whose web of lies finally caught up to her. What say you, Anita? I want y'all to understand something, that just because people, we're labeling something with a mental health diagnosis, it isn't an excuse, right? I can hold a person accountable who has borderline, who has narcissism. But it does very quickly help you to identify. That's mainly what we're doing. We're just helping people to identify a set of traits that people have, but it's not an excuse. And I, as a clinician, even the people in my practice, I'll say, yeah, I think you are suffering from this. And here's what we're going to do to improve your behavior. Here's how I'm going to hold you accountable. Like nothing changes with accountability. It does not in my mind. So it's just a way to identify a person through a set of traits. We quickly identify who we're dealing with
So we now know how to move. We need to know that.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Night Call. I want to get to some of these comments real quick. Chart 8603 says Iron Man is over 60 years old.
Okay.
Don't feel bad.
That's
I don't.
Right. You have your stuff. That's
Listen,
right.
The second the tickets for Avengers Doomsday come on sale, I'm buying them.
Yep.
I don't care if I got to sell blood plasma. It's the only thing I want out of life is to just enjoy my comic books and my pro wrestling. I don't bother nobody. Now, DB Smooth, respectfully, read between these two lines, right? This line and this line. Okay. I was too old for Barney. Okay. Now, technically, I was not too old for Barney because Barney was casting kids my age. That is very true. But the kids my age were the kids on Barney who were my age and maybe a little bit younger. They were playing preschoolers because Barney's a preschooler and people don't Barney don't exist. That was their group psychosis. That's why the song say Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. When he's tall, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation. Then they doubled down and came up with BJ and Baby Bop. And no, I'm not going to sit up here and say that Tasha K looked like Baby Bop. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going. That's disrespectful. I'm not going to do that. Now, here's a fun little piece of trivia. I bet y'all didn't know. I could have been Urkel. I did not want to do it. And the reason I did not want to do it was number one was $500 for one episode. I'm a nerd in real life. I go to Joseph Pennell Academic Plus School. I'm in the 5th grade going into the 6th grade, right? And at that particular time, Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers. Nobody really cared. However, if one kid in that school saw me playing a bigger nerd than I actually am in real life, it would have been ass whippings a go-go.
Okay.
And I was a runt. I didn't get to 6'1" until my senior year of high school. So I'd have been fighting for my life like R. Kelly versus Gayle King. So I said no. Like I did not have to audition. They already saw that. I did not have to audition. And then they had an open call. And everything that Jaleel White brought to that role is what Jaleel White brought to that role. I don't feel no type of way about that. I did also audition for Wild and Crazy Kids. To host that show. But again, somebody who looks a lot like me or did when I was heavier, Omar Gooding got that gig.
Yeah.
And he should have. He was a little bit more experienced and he was a couple of years older than me. And he's phenomenal. What I wound up doing was great for me. I love my life. And but I was never on no motherfucking Barney.
Yeah.
I could have probably played Barney without the padding.
Okay.
Then, you know what, Anita? You're going to be nicer to me. Anyway.
Okay.
October says Night Call, the motivating factor is due to malignant narcissism. Damn, y'all, it's some deep people in here. The Iceman says, I just started reading a book this week about narcissistic people. It's called It's Not You by Dr. Ramani Durvasula. I think I've seen that lady on YouTube. That's the Indian lady with the gray streak. And everything is everybody else's fault. And when the man cheats, it's betrayal, trauma, and bobbity, 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 bop. Yeah. Okay. But hold on. Mr. Omar 1144 says it's true. She's gorgeous, and that's why she was able to bamboozle her audience this far. But this is what I don't get, and this is what pisses me off. I don't know. You tell me. The majority of the people in her audience were women. Dudes wasn't lining up. Dudes was not lining up to buy her waggedy do book or have her $500 1-hour Zoom call.
Yeah.
So if women were if women were her main audience, as demonstrated by the fact that she was on tonight's conversation, the fact that she was supposed to be going out on tour with Claudia Jordan and the other panderer with the weird hairline, I can never think of that guy's name. Truth Hurts. I don't know these people. Why are men being blamed for her thottery?
Yeah, I think women live vicariously through her, right? They live vicariously through her. She got into a lot of rooms and in front of a lot of men, what they would consider to be kind of high post, high value men. So women lived through her. And like I said, she's easy on the eyes. I'm sure men enjoyed, looking at her. But you're right. Her audience was predominantly female.
Yeah, I don't understand Because to me, I can look at something. I don't know. Even at my nerdiest, I never really had a problem approaching a pretty girl. My father didn't play that. Because my father was like, what you ain't gonna do is bring me home no ugly grandbaby. So if you shoot up in something, and I understand my daddy, I feel like I'm having a therapy session with you, but my daddy was 6'4", right? 285 pounds. My dad was a big honking dude. So big, in fact, that when he was 8 years old, he palmed a regulation size basketball.
Wow.
Like my father was a huge man. So with my father never put a belt to me a day in his life. All he had to do was spank me with this.
Yeah, right.
My father beat me once. That was enough. And so when my dad said, don't bring home no ugly girl and don't bring no girl with a messed up kitchen, because if a girl got messed up kitchen or messed up feet, her whole life is going to be messed up. So your life is going to be messed up. And he said, the reason that you're so good looking and you don't look much like me is because I found the finest woman I could find and I married her and I made you.
Yep.
You do not ruin this bloodline that I have improved by marrying somebody ugly.
Right.
So listen, I don't know if it's just that I like pretty women or I'm scared of my father. Anyway, you slice it, I ain't doing ugly. But even with that, ugly without substance is like building a castle on quicksand. Why do y'all, if y'all want to be like Cheyenne Bryant, can we just start with going to the gym? Can we just start with a skincare routine? Can we start with removing the stiff wigs? I don't mind a wig. I was very specific in what I said. I don't mind a wig. I'm talking about the stiff wigs. This, you know what I'm talking about. And they okay, we go, okay. No, it's fine.
Obvious looking wigs.
I'll do the bad thing. No, and they sit there like this.
Yeah, I mind the wigs. I mind the wigs.
All the wigs
God
are just the stiff
gave you
ones.
hair. God gave you hair, and you need to work with the hair that you have. I definitely mind the wigs. I don't get it. I don't get it. I honestly do not get it. And at one point, it was the weave, and I might have been able to get behind that because it's like sewn in, right? It's so. But now we have progressed, like just to these awful wigs and gluing it to your hair. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh no, I mind.
So, my wife and I were watching YouTube. This is like a week ago, and there was a woman, and I don't know if she had tension alopecia or what was going on, but she had like she had a part that would I mean, Moses could have gotten every last Hebrew Israelite through that part. The whales, everything would have just been swimming on the side. It was so big. What she did was she had a partial wig that took 2 braids and she taped it down so that she could cornrow and then weave the weave into the part that was filled by it's too much. If you can do all of that and you don't own property, if you can do all that and you ain't got life insurance, what you doing? What you doing?
Lord.
Which brings me to another point real quick, because how's your credit, Anita? Is your credit good? You got good credit?
I'm at a 745. I'm at a 745 now. So I'm trying to get to my mom. My mom is at an 850. So I've been chasing my mom forever.
Your mom buys 1 pack of gum a year on 1 credit card.
Yeah, she really do. She just keep them. Yeah, I've been chasing her forever. Yeah, so I'm trying to get to that 850.
I got you. I'm gonna tell you exactly how we get to that 850. So right now, my friends over at mycreditscrub.com, they have you covered right now. So I need y'all to go to mycreditscrub.com/Dave. You can call that number 770-309-8647. You tell them Dave the Business Bully sent you, and they're going to give you 10% off. They're going to give you priority access. They're going to take care of you. I know the owners of the company. They're phenomenal. They've been around for well over 2 decades. I do not endorse people I do not work with. And when I tell you the stuff they're scrubbing off my credit, listen, you know how D.L. Hughley said, and I'm quoting D.L. Hughley. That's big for me because I can't stand that leathery face looking bastard.
Right.
He said, what you going to do, staple some to my credit? They done took the stable remover off my credit. When I tell you they can get it off, it doesn't matter if it's late payments, charge-offs, anything that's holding you back, collections, all that stuff. These folks are phenomenal. Now, legally, there's certain things I can't say about guarantees, this, that, and the third, but they do. answer absolutely every question. If you call that number 770-309-8647 or go to mycreditscrub.com/Dave, they will look out for you. I promise you, if you've got some bumps and some bruises, you got some bumps and some bruises on your credit, they got you. So go to mycreditscrub.com and tell them Dave Anderson sent you. Yeah, no, Anita, I can't have you out. You trying to chase your mama 750. I'm telling you, in a year, you can get that. You can call mycreditscrub.com/Dave. You got to. Listen, look, Marcus Evans, you are not lying. I had a young lady hit me in my inbox. She said, Dave, years ago, you said that woman wasn't no real doctor. Years ago, you said she was a fraud, and we all said you was hating on a black woman, trying to tear a black woman down. She said, we all owe you an apology. Yes, you do, and I'm accepting them. I'm accepting them in the form of super chats.
That's right.
You know, I'm Dr. Umar. Donations, gifts. I can smell. It gets in my nose. It's a stench. I can smell, because of my degree in Thotonomics, I can smell the fraud when I see it. Because anytime Lil Fizz says, "No, she ain't no doctor to me. She just Cheyenne to me."
Yep.
And we know what that means allegedly when Lil Fizz says that.
Yeah.
Bum. I'm just saying, like, y'all. FU2 with FU2. He said she looked good for her age, but she ain't gorgeous.
Okay.
I will say this respectfully: Anita's older than Cheyenne Bryant, and don't look as hard in the face.
I but I tell people I'm a 6 all day, and when I say 6, I mean for the 50 to 60, So I'm in that 50 to 60. I'm 58, and in my age range, I would say I'm a 6. So I'm never gonna probably claim to be higher than that, but I also include not just the way I look, I also include my dope personality, my intellect, my cooking, like lots of things go into that.
Hold on. Wait, no. Okay, first of all, we're not just gonna skip over the cooking part. So what do you cook for your man? What's your go-to dish?
You gonna get some meals. You're gonna get some meals. Now, I have been a 72-year-old Black woman since I was 10 years old, right? That's when my grandma taught me how to make biscuits from lard, right? I learned how to make homemade biscuits. Lard? Yes, from lard. So, you're going to get fed. You're going to get fed. You're going to get some food.
Yeah, but you ain't answered the question yet, Anita. What is your go-to snatch a man dish?
My smothered chicken used to be that go-to dish, my fried smothered chicken, but now I backed off of frying foods. So now I would probably say it's something healthier, like a good grilled steak with some peppers and onions and mushrooms, a baked potato or a baked sweet potato. I've been, in the last 8 to 10 years, I've been leaning more healthy. But it was always a smothered chicken. That would get them every time. That smothered chicken. They're like, you making that smothered chicken? That used to be my go-to. See,
I have yet to meet a smart, good-looking woman with brain sense and a good sense of humor who do not have a smothered dish in their repertoire. Because for me, my wife got me with the smothered pork chops. And the only reason I found out because my mother-in-law snitched her ass out. She was like, Janae ain't cook for you? I was like, Janae cook?
Right.
And my mother-in-law was like, yeah, she can burn. And I'm looking like this. And all I could see was my wife looking at my mother-in-law. Now we weren't married yet. I think we were engaged at this point, or about to be engaged. And she looked at my mother-in-law like,
yep. You say that. See?
And then she was like, yeah. She was like, no, because I can't give it all to you. I gotta save something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want all that up front. No, give me all that. I need to know what I'm getting. My mother, my mother has run off. Listen, listen, I may be a doctor of thotonomics. My mother is the dean of thoughtocracy. She know a thought when she can listen. My mother was like, oh, Janae's cooking. Oh, okay, I'll be there at 6. So at 5:55. My mother is sitting at the table, and all I heard was, Janae. Oh my. She's like, I can die. was like,
Yep.
she's like, no, because
See?
I know you in good hands. You ain't gonna miss no meal.
See?
I was
That's
almost 600 pounds. I wasn't gonna miss no meal. No way.
That's right.
But the point of it is, a lot of you hoes can't burn. Y'all look good.
No,
Y'all got
no.
a fire ass.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't. Y'all don't know a potato masher from an egg whisk.
Mhm.
Some of you garden tools need to do better.
Yeah.
Oh, Iceman said, hate the fake hair, and then they had the nerve to tell you to have it set up raggedy. As a man, I shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Anita,
he is not wrong.
We are being too hard on the stiff wig delegation, Anita.
No, we ain't. No, we're not. We ain't being hard enough. He is not wrong.
Iceman swears my AUDHD is kicking in. It's not. I don't always like to do all the sponsors in one block, but because you asked so nicely. Vitamin Energy, you can get Vitamin Energy. Absolutely. At vitaminenergy.com. It's good energy. It's real energy. It's not like Jeb Bush who's low energy. It's Vitamin Energy, and I want y'all to go to vitaminenergy.com. And if you use my code, because I got a code. I'm just trying to find it right now because I'm black and I don't remember it because they didn't give me what I wanted. I told them give me Cold Bully or give me Dave. They didn't do that. No. They gave me what? Well, no, I can't find this shit. This is what I be talking about. This is why I like to do shit my way, but I let my mods talk me into shit. All right, so hold on. I'm gonna get it. Listen, I think it's 074047, something like that. It's in the damn description, damn you.
Okay.
That's where it is. Anyway, vitaminenergy.com. The link is in the description. And Dadia's Blend, fine American African seasoning made by my good friend who lives literally 2 doors down from me. When I tell you, if you don't like vegetables, right? My homeboy Ambrose, right? And he says, Dad, he's African. He says, Dad, the things you say about a lot of Africans are true. Dad, they don't know. They're fucked up. We get to talking and they're fucked up. They're fucked up. But what you're saying is true. A lot of these Africans are fucked up. And I called him. I said, no. You don't know what black people over here have gone. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, every tether is not African. African is not a tether. That's all I'm saying. So Dadia'sBlend.com. There's no promo code. Those prices are very, very low. And when I tell you, it's a lovely. If you like vegetables, if you like beef, if you like chicken, those are the 3 seasonings you can get. And this is the thing. I do not like peas. I have never liked peas. Even as a kid, my mother used to try to get me to eat peas. I put some Dadia's Blend vegetable seasoning on my peas, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So go to Dadia'sBlend.com. That's DadiasBlend.com. So yeah.
All right.
Art, awesome. You're out of order. You're out of order right now, Art. Art says we got to address that first. You hear a fire alarm beep in a woman's house, run away. Yo, if you hear
how do they do it? Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
It annoys me.
Yeah,
the sound annoys me. I
can't.
I can't get it.
I cannot do it. So no.
Oh. October said there was a time when women would get clowned and deemed mentally unstable with a wig that was easily detectable as not your hair, i.e. the long blonde Rapunzel weaves.
Okay. Lord, but it's now the norm. We have normalized this foolishness.
Do you think it's because and when I say this, I'm not coming at your age, but do you think it's because you're 58 that you don't give a goo-god fuck about hair?
Oh, it's definitely. Oh yeah, that's definitely what it is. And I remember my aunt saying that once you get above 50, Anita, once you are officially, you are going to rip into people. You are going to tell them the unadulterated truth. You're just not going to care. And boy, was she right. Boy, was she right. That's what it is. I don't care.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So I'm 48. Go back to when you were 48 and tell me the things that you thought that at 58 are no longer true.
Oh, gosh. That is a great question. That's a great question. wow, what is one thing? Let me think of one thing, because man, I've learned so much in the last 10 years about relationships, about marriage, and people in general. I have learned so much. And I think, okay, I'm gonna lean into this one. So I definitely have changed a lot of my thought around men. And I truly now understand that the majority of men are good men, right? That has changed exponentially. That most men, average men, 80% of men are just good dudes, hardworking, honest, you know, and most men want to make women happy. And it's like, I finally understand that now. And they do need to know how to make us happy. And women in their prideful state refuse to do that. But now, yeah, I look around at the average man and I'm like, the average man is a decent dude. He really, really is. He's not out here acting up, acting out. He's just a good dude. And you know, now women have changed so much that they don't appreciate the average man anymore. And that's really, really sad. But a lot of women are going to end up by themselves or on cruise ships with their drunk girlfriends because
Twerking on the Lido deck.
Yep. Because they would not pair up with a good dude and have a good life together.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you currently have a man?
I don't. And I am what I consider, so there's an analogy that I use, which is the store, right? So every person has a store. And I do think that you should make your store look the most attractive and appealing as you can. Because when people walk past your store, they should say, oh, this looks interesting. Let me go in here and check it out. Let me see what this store is selling. So I'm big on that. And some of us are actively marketing our store, right? Some of us are advertising our store and the products and services in it. And then some of us, our store is open, but we are not advertising what we have for sale. I consider that to be me. Like my store is always open. It looks great from the outside, but I am not actively advertising or marketing my store. That's what I'm doing. I teach other people how to do that, but I'm not interested in doing that at this time. But every now and again, someone does stumble into my store. Every now and again, they find my store and I am open. I am open and I'm willing to show you what I got, right? And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So that's the state that I'm in. I'm not actively marketing or advertising my store. No.
I hate this chat. Chat says that's how stores go out of business.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Maybe that will happen. I'm perfectly fine.
Is it a situation? Is it a situation where you think like there's not like? I hear a lot of smart, intelligent, beautiful women say that I intimidate men.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would say that I'm unique in the sense of, you know, I'm an old soul. I have been, like I said, since I was 10. I was hanging out with my grandmother on the regular at 10 years old. The rest of my family, my cousins, my brothers, why are you always with her? She's old. And why is I was one of my grandmother's best friends at 10 years old. So I'm an old soul. And that can be a tough energy to find. I've been looking for my husband since I was 18. I didn't have a hot girl summer. I didn't go through a thug phase. I was always looking for a husband. I was always looking to have a family. And so that made me very unique even back then. That
not
didn't want to be in the streets.
Not one thug, not one nigga who looked like he robs liquor stores for fun.
Not one. My mom and dad will tell you, they're like, nope. I was in college. I was dating senator sons, doctor sons, lawyer sons, young men who were in school, I married a doctor. That, like, I've always been an old soul. I've always wanted to be someone's wife, have a family, build a legacy. I've always wanted that.
Now, now we got to unpack this. This is more riveting than what I had on the prep sheet, because now my question is, so you married a doctor, you was with senator's sons, doctor's sons, lawyer's sons, judge's sons, politician's sons, and yet none of them got you over the broom, except for the one guy, and Oprah and Dr. Phil couldn't save it.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, there were some character issues there. He pretended to be a believer. He pretended to be a Christian. And then once we were married and, further down the rabbit hole, I was like, this man is not a Christian. He's not a believer. And so I knew that the trouble was going to start right there. That if this person was not submitted to God, like, how could he lead me? He was not submitted. And he was doing some other extracurricular things. And, we tried to work through that. But yeah, I can't stay married to you if you're doing these other extracurricular things. I can't stay married to you.
Are we, okay, now I'm going to sing a song and you tell me if when it comes to action, you say you want me, but he needs you, baby. Tell me, what am I going to do about it? Was it that kind of?
Yeah.
Down low,
we had some stuff in the closet. Yeah.
His ass was trapped in the closet.
Yeah.
2 a.m. in the morning and the sun starts to wake me. She found him in the closet. His ass was up in the closet.
Yeah. So we can't do that.
Respectfully to you, down low Negroes.
But I thank him for my children.
You better thank a down low member.
Yeah, I raised 3 beautiful children to adulthood. I've had a good life. Yeah, I've had a really good life.
How old are your kids?
26, and I have a set of twins that are 23.
Wow, so I have a 26-year-old and I have an 11-year-old because I'm a glutton for punishment, Anita. See that right there?
Oh God!
No. See, no. We're not doing this. So what? See, what had happened was there was this chaise lounge that was taking up too much space in our bedroom, and I was going to toss it out. And it was just one of them days after we tried for 3 years and I'd have a kid. And I had the best OBGYN on the Eastern Seaboard. I had one of the best fertility doctors. Black women knew their stuff, medical journal articles. When people say trust Black women, they was like, listen. I said, give me a number, because I as much shit as I talk, I'm very big on my faith. Like, I got so much faith. People look at me like, what are you talking? It's never going to happen. And then when it happens, they're like my faith is crazy. So I said, give me a number. And they looked at each other and they looked at me and they both said 3%. I said, cool. That's a 97% chance God has to prove y'all wrong. And they said, listen, we've seen it before. Y'all can just kind of focus on each other. Just focus on it might happen, but right now we're looking at 3%. And I come home because at that point I was still like 500 some odd pounds, and I was the #1 salesperson at Nutrisystem. I can't make that up. Anywho and anyhow.
Yeah.
I come home, and to understand me and my wife's relationship, we'll play horrible practical jokes on each other. And she hands me a pregnancy test and says I'm late. I'm like, oh, that's funny. Haha, very funny. And she was like, no, this is real. I said,
yeah.
I said, I'll be right back. And this was after midnight, because I was working 3:30 to midnight shift at Nutrisystem. So I was making all the money when all the fatties was watching the infomercials. You understand what I'm saying? And because I spoke fat real well, I could do what the thin motherfuckers on the floor couldn't do. Anyway, so I went to an all-night Walgreens, and then I went to an all-night Rite Aid. And I got a big-ass bottle of water. I said, piss on them. And she did. And I took all 4 of them pregnancy tests into them experts, and they said, we told you we can't account for miracles. Yeah, it's either miracles or Maury Povich is getting a call. And to know my wife doesn't understand, she ain't never. It's like, no.
Yeah.
So that chaise lounge got a good send off, and that's how we got D.A.M.N. And they told us it wasn't gonna happen. We was like, yo, as soon as Dory get out the house, because Dory's like on her way to being 16, we're like 2 more years. Right. We gonna cruise. We gonna chill. We gonna remodel the whole house. You know what I mean? The dining room gonna turn into the gym. We gonna get ourselves a Nordic track. Like, wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Well.
The greatest miracle in my life happened. So that's why there's this huge 16-year gap.
Okay. And that's your son?
My daughter. I have no sons because
you have two daughters.
I have 2 daughters because God knows, I apparently I had some lessons to learn when it came to women.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know, God
Well,
don't
you
give
gonna
you
learn 'em.
opportunity. Child, I've been
Yeah.
learning for years now. That's
Yeah.
why all of this is starting. Like you can see, the black is losing the battle at this point. Like
Yeah.
you ever play that board game Othello? White is winning.
Yep. Yeah.
He flips over.
Yeah.
Like this
all
all
that
the black
estrogen.
that's left.
Yeah. All
Child,
that estrogen in the house.
because you
gonna
got to
learn.
explain everything. And you
Yes,
got to
you
be
do.
patient.
And you got to
And your
validate,
tone,
right?
and I got to validate your feelings.
Yep.
You know, and I envy my brother because my brother at least had one son that he could just take in the basement and cave his chest in.
Yeah.
You know, now that he's gone, I guess I have one son, but you know, he's off in LA making gospel music. He's
okay.
Good. I say all that to say you have no children in the house. You
Well,
obviously
all three of them are back. They're all three in the house.
Why did
they are back? All three in the house? I mean, I love my
back?
Kids, so you know, it is what it is. I love my kids. I love spending time with them and doing stuff with them. But yeah, they're all back. They're all here.
They keep coming back, don't they? They keep coming back.
Yeah, Gen Z is just different. I left my mom's home at 16. Yeah.
17.
Yep.
17. I came back once, and it was only for 6 months. Okay. My ass was right back on the road. As soon as I got another radio gig.
Yep. But these kids are different. They different. Yep.
So do you think it's social media? Do you think it's social conditioning? Do you think we coddle them too much? Like why are these older kids acting younger than what we did at 14?
Yeah. And remember, we're living in a time where there is arrested development, right? So my parents, when my mom was 24 and my dad was 25, they had 2 children, they had a mortgage, they worked full time, they owned 2 vehicles. Like they had a full on life at 24 and 25. You don't see that today. Totally different. Totally.
And then the economy, you notice the economy is trash. Like, you know, my dad worked for law enforcement for lack of a better term, and I'll leave it there. My mom, when my parents were married, my mom was a homemaker. She was a teacher and a hairdresser.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was in an abusive marriage before my father. And my mother will tell you that when she got married at 23. And out of her friend group of about 5 or 6 women, she was the old spinster who got married at 23, because 23 getting married was old back in them days. So that just goes to show you that there's something in the mindset that has changed, you know, so much. And I blame Obama. Because the second Obama said that you can be on your parents' insurance till you're 26, all of a sudden 26 became the new 18. How old is your oldest?
26.
How old is my oldest?
Yeah, you got 26. A 26-year-old. Is she still at home?
She came back.
Oh yeah. She came back.
So now
it's different.
It's different. From a lineage perspective, where's your family from?
I'm from Washington, D.C. I was born and raised there, and then eventually we moved to Maryland. I graduated high school from Bethesda Chevy Chase. I went to a University of Maryland College Park right after. Dave, you'll find this interesting. I actually dropped out of college to sing backup. That's another interesting thing about me. I went on tour with Renee and Angela, and then when Angela went out on her own, but I sang backup. I sang backup for Tony Terry for a little bit, but I wanted to be in the music business. And then when I got acquainted with the casting couch, that's when I realized, oh no, this is not for me. Like, I'm not about to lay down with anybody for my career. That ain't happening.
You're not getting on the yellow couch?
Oh no. So I actually believed I had talent. And once that, became apparent to me that was a part of that journey, I quickly stopped doing that. And I ran back to college, finished getting my degree. I was like, I cannot sleep around for the music career. I can't do that. So listen, I was like, okay, this isn't for me.
Nah, listen, I mean, there are times in life, and there's very few where I was, listen, you don't have to cry. running behind Renee and
see?
Angela. I was
Yep.
running behind Gerald and Sean. That's crazy.
Yep.
Hold on. Disco Kryptonite with the $5 super chat. Good morning, NWO Fo Live. Bless you guys today. Thank you so much. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
you do date though.
Sure. I go out. I have a lot of friends, men and women. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is to, even if you have romantic interest in someone, is go out and get to know them and talk on the phone and text and FaceTime, like get to know them. Because just because you have an attraction, that doesn't mean that person will make a good partner for you. Right.
Listen.
So there's all types of people that I know and I talk on the phone with and I text and I just get to know. I'm not sleeping with anybody. But I'm trying to encourage people to get back to doing that because they rush into something romantic. They rush into something sexual. And to me, that's a fast way to make your body count run up. Right. If I slept with everybody I was attracted to, yeah, I'd be in that thought university also, but I don't do that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just because we have an attraction doesn't mean I'm going to have sex with you.
Now, you're a clinician. This is a great question because I've always wanted to ask somebody who actually has the credentials. So I tried to ask Cheyenne Bryant, but again, I said actually has the credentials. What is a decent, as a clinician and as a Black woman in today's society, what would you consider a decent, normal, respectable body count?
What age? Because that depends. What age are we talking?
Let's just say, let's do it for mid-20s, mid-30s, mid-40s.
I would say mid-20s too. Mid-30s, if you're unmarried. Okay, so mid-30s and you're unmarried, I might bump you up to 4. And my hope is between 30 and 40, you would get married. So maybe 5, maybe 5. And remember, you should be in committed relationships with those people. I have not participated in casual sex. I have had committed relationships with people that I knew, that I loved. That's my issue. And now I just don't have sex outside of marriage. I am more surrendered and devoted to my faith than I've ever been. So now I am very surrendered. I am living my life the way the Bible tells me to live it and the way the Holy Spirit convicts me to live it. But even prior to that, I still was like, you ain't my man. Like, I don't know you. Like, I'm not sleeping with random people. So that's the part I'm not quite getting. Why are we giving everyone access to our precious body? And I'm saying that for men too. Why are men spreading their seed with women that they don't know, that they don't love, that they don't like? Why are you doing that? That's my question. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, listen, you are running a tight ship over there.
Yeah. Oh, I run a very tight ship. Yeah. I don't know you like that. Yeah.
I'm not mad. I definitely am not mad.
No.
Listen, that's wild. Oh, Couture Leotard says
and
that's
think
wild.
about it. Yeah, that's countercultural now. That's very countercultural.
Absolutely. Now, there are people who are going to say, well, yeah, but even with that, you were married. Like, you were never out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So you're not, you're not trying to be the thought final boss.
No, not even close. Not even close. Look, just this morning, Dave, I made a video about sex that's going to be a members only video. And the research says that only 10% of women who have these casual sexual encounters have orgasms. So what is the point? What is the point of all this sex that you're having? You're not,
I'm sorry,
it's not even pleasurable.
Whoa, hold on, wait. What?
Yeah. It's not even pleasurable to the woman. So why are we doing it? Yeah, 10% of women are receiving pleasure from the casual sex that they're having. 90% are not.
Damn.
So why? Why are we doing it?
So you just racking up ding dongs, and you're not even getting your door knocked. That's right. That's horrible.
It is beyond horrible. So
damn.
yeah, no, I'm good.
Wow. Yeah, no. And by the way, there's a lot of people in here. I don't know why y'all have not clicked the like button. I don't know why you have not subscribed. The super chats are looking low, and we are giving y'all a phenomenal show. Now, I want to switch gears for just a second, because I know for a fact that what I'm about to say is going to make a whole lot of people uncomfortable. But since when has it ever stopped my black ass before? So, man, listen, this right here, it's crazy. So the Department of Justice has this new so-called Anti-Weaponization Fund. Almost 1.8 billion created to compensate people who claim that they were politically targeted by the government. When the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche was asked whether their violent January 6 rioters could apply for compensation, he did not rule it out. Let me say this carefully because facts matter. I'm not saying every January 6 defendant has already received a check. As a matter of fact, one of my very good friends was caught up in that January 6th thing, and she was illegally detained by the federal government for months. She lost her property, she lost her marriage, she lost one of her kids. Like, there are people who got caught up in that situation because what they don't tell you about January 6th, and keep in mind, I am very super duper pro black, but I'm also super duper pro facts, right? What they don't tell you is there were things that were scheduled that day at the Capitol. They also do not tell you that there were government interlopers that did a lot of that stuff in there, and that's a documented fact. You saw FBI, they got camera footage of FBI registered vehicles unmarked in the garage of the Capitol. You had Nancy Pelosi, who was the Speaker of the House at the time, who did not deploy the National Guard, so she allowed a situation to get worse, and she admitted it based on what her own daughter's camera shot. So there were a lot of good people. And this is not me defending Trump, because even with that, the BBC got to pay Trump a lot of money because they edited that footage to make it look like he said some things he didn't say. So a lot of people who were there weren't even MAGA. They were there for a special event, and then things just went haywire. So I am saying that the government has created a pathway where people connected to January 6th may be able to apply for compensation. Now, here's the part that should make everybody with a functioning conscience sit up a little bit straighter. America can create a nearly $1.8 billion grievance political fund almost overnight. But when black people start talking about reparations for slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, stolen land, stolen labor, block wealth, destroyed communities, and generations of state-backed harm, suddenly everybody becomes a forensic accountant. What the absolute? Sorry. Listen, Linda, suddenly they need more studies, more hearings. Suddenly, out of nowhere, they need more patience. They need more and more unity, more time. I'm sorry, black people have been waiting for reparations longer than America has been pretending to be confused.
Yeah.
Like, Anita, what I'm asking, like, what say you when it comes to this?
You're educating me on this, right? This is definitely not my strong suit. I stay out of all of this political stuff, this political arena. I really do. I have enough on my plate dealing with, just people and their problems. But I mean, we kind of know what it is, right? That the government's going to do what they want to do, or depending on who's in office. I mean, we kind of know what it is. I definitely won't be here if reparations ever do become a thing. That's going to be, I don't know, far in the future. I probably won't even be around. And I've, of course, encouraged people to take the bull by the horns, take radical responsibility for their life, make something happen on their own. Don't sit around waiting for that to happen, because like I said, I probably won't even be here if it ever did. Just make life happen for yourself. But yeah, you're educating me on all of this. This is crazy.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't even get to the good stuff yet. Now, this is what I mean when I say America don't have a money problem. America has a priority problem. Okay.
Right.
When the right people are mad, money appears. When black people are old, paperwork appears, because y'all Negroes continue to vote one way all the time. And even if that's the case, if we still voted 92% women or 80% men or whatever the hell it is, y'all don't ever ask them for something. I know y'all think that this is a democracy. You're wrong. I know y'all didn't take 5th grade civics, so you probably fell asleep. You was cutting class, or you was cutting something in the stairwell. So let Uncle Dave, again, give you the education. I've been doing the education like Kanye told Sway. What y'all don't understand is, in this country, this is a corporation. It cosplays as a country. This is not a country. That's why we're called the United States of America. Did you ever wonder why every single state has its own? Do you know there are 51 constitutions in this country? Did you know that, Anita?
I did not.
There are 51 constitutions. There is the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10, and then all the other amendments. And then each and every state, 52, each and every state and the District of Columbia, because it is not a state, nor is it a Commonwealth, nor is it D.C. D.C. is not Maryland nor Virginia. It is its own thing.
Yep, its own thing. Yep.
All of them have their own constitution. And that constitution is supposed to be upheld by the executive branch of that particular state. And that is the governor. So the governor operates as the president of that particular state. That's why when the president calls all the governors, he's over all of the governors. The governors are over all of the mayors are over all of the city councils. So on. It trickles down like that. But each state has its own constitution. Pennsylvania is not just a state, for example, it is also a commonwealth. Very interesting. So I say all that to say, everybody that you like, and that's the problem because you like them too much, they are on the take. And they are on the take. I can tell you this, if you go to fsicoalition.org, that is my lobby organization, and we're on Capitol Hill 9 months out of the year. If the government is open, we're lobbying for something on behalf of Black people, marginalized people, poor people, right? Because you got to play the game. So when Black people are owed, paperwork appears, but we never cut a check to get anybody in any of these 51 states and DC. I said it right. You'll catch up in a little bit. I said 51 states and DC. You'll give me 2 years. Mark this part down. Clip this. 51 states and DC. I said what I said, but again, brilliant. Sorry. When Black people are owed, paperwork appears. When political allies claim harm, they get a fund. When Black families show receipts, they get a lecture about personal responsibility from people whose entire family wealth came from government protection, subsidies, contracts, tax breaks, and inherited advantage, unless you're Nancy Pelosi, who's arguably the greatest day trader since E.F. Hutton, who has when Warren Buffett does not have the level of stock credibility on paper that Nancy Pelosi has, and this woman has not at least been brought up on charges for insider trading by her own party or the Republicans. Never mind, I'm gonna keep going because y'all don't. So do not tell me reparations are impossible.
They're not. It's not. It could have happened 100 years ago. But I mean, we're sending people to space for God's sake.
Anita can't shit on Space Force. The Space Force is very important.
I hate everything about NASA.
Space Force. They got to. No, this is bigger than NASA. It's much bigger.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
My father. And this is listen. What I'm about to say is for watch me. Look at me very carefully. For entertainment purposes only. Nothing I'm saying is actually true. Nothing I'm saying is true. This is for entertainment purposes only. My father, who I said for lack of a better term, was in law enforcement. My father was around Jimmy Carter. My father was also around Ronald Reagan. Allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only. I remember coming to my father when I was 10 years old and I said, "Daddy." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Are there any such things as aliens?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Have you ever seen them?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Where are they?" He said, "They're at Area 51. He said, "If you go to Area 51 and you go past a certain point, they have instructions to pum you on site." He was like, "You'll never, ever." And the government has now keep in mind, this is before the internet. This is like 1987. I'm having this conversation with my father. So I'm like 10 years old. And he says to me, he says, "You'll never have a movie because the government has a certain amount of movies that they fund for propaganda, a certain amount of movies so that people don't get shocked about certain things." But he said, look at it like this. He said, 30 years before I was born, my father was born in 1935. He said 30 years before I was born, people were still either having horses and buggies or maybe a Model T. Now you got phones that don't need no wires. You got phones that are uploaded to satellites. He was like, people think a beeper is something. He was like, wait till you see a flip phone. This was 1987. He was telling me this. Phones look like bricks in 1987. Google the term Tandy and Google Radio Shack and then get back to me about what a cell phone looked like in 1987. How did my father know flip phones? By the time flip phones came out, my father had Alzheimer's and dementia in 1995 when flip phones became popularized. So how would he have? Okay. Then he said microwave technology, stealth bomb. He started breaking down all this stuff to me. And he said, what happens is when a president, and again, keep in mind, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of what I'm saying is true. When a president gets the office, they get a series of talks. He was like, you ever notice that after that first term, the president's hair automatically just seems to go white with very few exceptions unless they dye it? Reagan dyed his hair from the time he got into that White House to the time he got out of that White House. My father said, it's because they see things that you can't unsee. I have seen things that you can't unsee. And he said, once they find that out, he was like, one of these days, somebody's going to blow the whistle. He was like, Jimmy Carter tried to blow the whistle, and then all of a sudden there's an oil crisis, and he's telling everybody to wear a sweater. He said, one day somebody's going to say, we need to do more to protect America. He was like, I'm probably not going to be alive to see it, but I guarantee you, one of these presidents is going to blow this wide open. And when they do, I just want you to be prepared. And I thought my dad was crazy. Now, a year before my dad got into a home because of Alzheimer's and dementia, it's 1994. And I would like bring him like movies and stuff. So this is late 1994. It probably Christmas in 94, if my memory serves me correctly. And we were watching Independence Day, and my father's just laughing his ass off. I'm like, what's so funny? He said, well, they changed this and they changed that. And he was like, I know the government didn't sign off on this. And I said, how do you? I said, but they're talking about Area 51. He said, that's how I know the government didn't sign off on this. If you Google and put this in, if you ain't got nothing better to do, why the government did not sign off on Independence Day? Because the U.S. Army and the Pentagon, which has a fund to have a certain amount of propaganda, Americana, feel-good stuff. So, for example, the new Top Gun movie that came out a year or two ago, the government funded that because they needed a patriotic swell because they knew that this stuff allegedly, supposedly for entertainment purposes only was coming. Stay with me because this is the kicker. He said they will never sign off on anything that mentions Area 51, the fact that the balloon hoax was not no weather balloon. We know where every weather balloon is right now. He said, we've had satellites so powerful that we can tell you when you're scratching your ass in your bedroom. He was like, I know that there are, and again, this was not public knowledge. He said, they got things right now to make it look like you had a heart attack and they will take you out. And he like, when I tell you, my father was very stringent about certain rules. And my father, at that point, like there were times when this next movie come, and I'm getting somewhere with this because it gets back to all of this. When the movie Enemy of the State came out in 1998, my dad's mind was gone. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching everything that Gene Hackman said in that movie. I'm like, damn, this dude's like my dad. he wasn't like a doomsday prepper or nothing, but all the stuff. If you go back, I will give you the $5 to go watch this movie if you have not seen this movie recently. Everything in that movie in 1998 was science fiction. Every last thing in that movie right now exists. GPS exists. In the public sphere. Tracking, cloning, data this small being put in certain things, having surveillance, body cams, microphones and cameras and pens, all of that stuff is now commonplace and none of you are shocked by it. But in 1998, when my wife was pregnant with our first child, all of that was science fiction. So the question is, does life imitate art or does art imitate life? The reason you're not getting anything and the reason they don't want to pay Black people is because paying Black people will require America to admit that the theft was not just historical, it was profitable. And the reason y'all are not getting reparations, even though I am a huge reparations advocate, is because you ain't bought off enough of these politicians yet. And none of them fear the fact that they're not getting in office. The only thing they're scared of right now is gerrymandering. But it's so funny because they're upset because they're saying it's racist. But in Tennessee, the representative of the black district is a white man who happened to sit on the Senate floor, or was it the Congress floor? I can't remember, eating a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And the person that he's running up against in Tennessee is darker than me, clearly darker than Anita, is a black woman. But that's racist. Y'all keep playing into the hands of these people, and you wonder why this is happening. Listen, when I tell y'all this is crazy. Now, I need to understand from you guys, and I need y'all to go ahead and drop this in the comments, because this right here is my main question for y'all, right? If January 6th defendants can apply for compensation, should Black Americans get reparations? Super chats, of course, get priority. Yes or no? Explain it to me, because I need to know what I'm missing here. So, given I just said all that to you, Anita, what are your initial thoughts?
Like I said, you know, the government, as you have so eloquently put, it's not a money issue. I 100% agree with that. I remember in 2008, I had a mentor, a business mentor, and he was like, you know, as bad as it seems, I want you to go up to New York City. I remember that. Me and a girlfriend visited New York City. He said, I want you to walk around. I want you to go into some of these high-end stores, and I want you to tell me what you see. And he was right. You know, people were still buying designer clothing. People were still staying at the Ritz-Carlton. People were still buying expensive cars. That's when it became clear to me that, no, it's not a money issue. This country will probably always be the wealthiest country in the world. That is not our issue. Like you said, it's a priority issue. It's not their priority. It just isn't. They'd rather send people to the moon, send people to Mars, than compensate the people whose backs this country was built on, period. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, what can I make happen for myself? And now I was taught not to sit around or sit on my hands and blaming everybody. What can I make happen for myself? And that's when I made the decision. Eventually, I would become an entrepreneur. I would own my own business, own my own practice. I have a coaching business, a counseling practice, and I'm going to focus on seeing what I can make happen for myself. So I am not a full-time content creator. I know some people think that is the case. I'm not.
Not yet. Not yet.
The bulk of my income is made through my profession and having a private practice. But I don't work for a company. I don't get cut a check. So I'm always going to encourage people to see what they can make happen on their own. Because if we're waiting for the government, or if we're waiting for people to do the right thing, to me, you're going to be waiting forever.
Now, DB Smooth with the comment that I absolutely love. Wish you the super chatted it. Y'all getting over today, but this is good conversation. DB Smooth said, oh, you mean like how they took out Kevin Samuels after he made black women mad and had black men walking the streets in suits again? No, I mean more like how Bruce Lee was trying to unite people regardless of color through, health, wealth building, martial arts, and discipline. And miraculously, I mean, aside from that, his other crime was marrying a white woman. But people forget that Bruce Lee was half small, had to be specific. But again, that's what happens, and that's why I tell people all the time. There's a great many things about me that you can question. One of them is not. I'm not suicidal. I have no desire to unalive myself. I love breathing air. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm absolutely happy. I had a friend who famously on a record said, I just lost 100 pounds. I'm trying to live. I ain't going nowhere. Because he was bridging the gap between the Hispanic community and the black community. Y'all can take that for what you want. If you know, you know. There we go. Yep.
Okay. Half English. Yep.
Yeah, half English. That's right. When they get on TV and say, "Don't mourn her," Wait. Hold on, I missed something here. What did he say?
We missed something.
David went and unalived Assata Shakur recently. Mighty funny how they're trying to take over Cuba, and all of a sudden, well, that's because somebody had to get up out of Cuba, but nobody had a conversation with me. Quarter German, you know what I meant.
Okay. I got a gnat
Iceman
in here.
says,
sorry, y'all.
That's all good. It's gnat season. Ain't nothing you can do. Iceman says the refusal to pay up on reparations to foundational Black Americans is a criminal offense. It's a violation of the Treaty of 1866. Treaties once ratified are law. Denying foundational Black Americans reparations is illegal.
Okay.
DD Snoop with the $2 super chat said they're gonna come for you and blame Lil Debbie. Let me explain something to y'all. Let me explain something to y'all. What did Hillary Clinton tell you Negroes and y'all ate it up? I don't feel no ways tired. I remember asking my brother in the hospital. I was like, "Are you scared to die?" He was like, "No, I'm good." I said, "But you can't die." He's like, "Oh, no, I can die. Most likely I'm going to die." And I'm like, "No." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's my brother." You know, I tell people losing a sibling is like two people speaking a dead language. And now I'm the only person on earth who speaks that language, because we are the only two people that had a very similar experience. I could look at my brother and have a whole conversation. There's only three other people I can do that with, my wife and my daughters. There's something about the way we were raised. And, you know, there's certain things that my brother could do that nobody else could do. So I miss that part of it. But I say all that to say that my father didn't fear death. My brother didn't fear death. And now that I'm almost 50 years old and I understand what my purpose actually is,
right,
I don't fear death, because if and when I die, and listen, I'm in a line I can't get out of. I don't wish death. I don't want death. I'm not welcoming death. However, what I said in life will be so much more well received when I'm no longer here to say it. So I welcome death, because then you raggedy bitches will give me my flowers respectfully. Let me see here. Hold on. Black Wall Street Odds says foundational Black Americans have a legitimate estate claim versus the U.S. government. A loss of generational wealth and first third-class citizenship status equals reparations. Now, 2005, a person who got Snoop Dogg, Michael Jackson, and OJ off was preparing a brief to file with the U.S. Supreme Court for crimes against humanity against foundational Black Americans. Of course, the term foundational Black Americans when there was African Americans. I don't use that term, and I was never a fan of that term. Charlize Theron's an African American. Elon Musk is an African American. I want something you can't co-opt.
Right.
That's why I like foundational Black American for myself. Some people like freedmen. Some people like ADOS. My lineage predates slavery, so I can't, you know what I'm saying, on this land. So, anywho and anyhow, right before he filed that, Johnny Cochran died. Now, I'm not saying that's not an uncomfortable coincidence. I'm saying it's an uncomfortable coincidence. That's all. What up, Power Players Magazine? What's happening? We good? But what is the one issue that you feel is important that people address that they don't, Anita?
Well, we know that recently, I think it was the World Health Organization who came out and recently declared that mental health is now the #1 health crisis in our land. It beat out cancer, it beat out heart disease. So we know that humans are operating off of hardware that is thousands of years old. We really are not different than our ancestors from thousands of years ago. We are not different. The hardware is still the same. However, we know that humans are not faring as well. They are very much struggling. So mental health, and I would say lifestyle, mental health, that is a huge problem right now that we have to address. And our brains cannot actually keep up with the technology. Like, that's what I think is happening personally, is that we're operating off of this old hardware system, and the technology is moving so quickly that we can't keep up. And we are really, really struggling. So I want to see more people tend to their mental health, tend to like really look at their lifestyle, do a lifestyle assessment, and make some changes. Make some changes. It is totally possible to have a happy, healthy life, but we have to be self-aware enough to do that.
That makes a lot of sense. So speaking of mental health, right? Let's switch gears for a minute, because I think, you know, this is probably our last story, because man, time flies when you're having fun. Anita, you are welcome back anytime. Okay. But let's talk about John Travolta at Cannes.
Okay.
Now, Travolta showed up with the beard, the beret, the serious director energy, and a look that said, I only drink espresso. I understand shadows, and this film is not for the masses. I want to show you this look, and I want you to tell me what you think.
He had a facelift. Like, it looks like he had a facelift, right? John Travolta is, I think he's older than me.
Damn.
Yeah, that's all. He's 72. Wow. Yeah, he had a facelift. That's all that happened.
Yeah. And that's what that is. It's not the beret, it's the facelift. He does look a little because if you look, like, the wrinkles, like, you could tell there's something pulling him back.
Right. And
like, now you can see it.
I think the hat is hiding that. The hat is hiding those scars, but he had a facelift. That's all that's happened. Because
at first I thought this was a Kango that he might have borrowed from Samuel L. Jackson, but no, that's a Tam. That is a beret. That's like a white rerun. Yeah. But I need y'all to see the whole look. There it is.
I'm not mad at him, though. 72? I'm not mad at him.
72. Yeah. Listen, well, you can tell by the way he uses walks. He's a woman's man. I'm not mad at it. My whole thing is, if you're going to reinvent yourself, commit. Listen. Look, I got some more skin to get off. Now, genetically, I have these bags, right?
Okay.
I hate these bags. I never had them when I was fat. I did not know that they were there because my face was real puffy.
Right. That's why. Yep.
But when I get my thigh lift and I get my second paniculectomy, which is a tummy tuck, for, you know, the bags are going. And y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want. I don't want the bags. I'm not touching my nose. I like my big wide. This is Carl Anderson's nose. Damn it! I like this nose. Okay.
Yep.
I like my mouth. I love my. I think I have beautiful eyes. You know, Jesus did my eyebrows. Women come up to me all the time like, "Who does your eyebrows?" I'm like, genetics, you nasty bitch.
Right.
Like, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yep.
And that's not saying that everybody with their eyebrows done is gay. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that might fit the description. Like, I'm not saying every brother in the hoodie robs people, but usually it's in the hoodie. I'm just anyway.
Yeah. He looks good for 72. Yeah, he looks good.
That boy went back to Vinnie Barbarino.
Yep. He did. He did. He had a good facelift. Yeah.
He said that beard is that beard is hiding the facelift. Oh my gosh. Yeah. High Vibe 001 says that beret is frightening. Y'all are mean.
Okay.
Y'all are so mean. Listen, super chat your best name for this Travolta era. Winner gets super chat your best name for this Travolta era. Winner gets read on air. Wait. Hold on. Wait. This is news for me.
Uh-oh.
Art says we all know John Gay. He already came out the closet. No.
Okay. That's news to me.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was smashing Kelly Preston. He was married to Kelly Preston.
That's right.
He said he may be by. He may have, listen. So y'all saying that Travolta might need Oprah and Dr. Phil too? Is it? Damn. Gotta keep it on. No, I'm not doing this to me right now. Iceman said Vincent Vega out here looking like Bohemian Pitbull.
Lord.
This chat right here. This chat right here.
Okay, but he had a good facelift. Yeah.
Yeah. Mikey said John looked like he part of the boy band reunion. It's gonna be me. Y'all are mean. Y'all are mean. Yeah. Mark. Mark said he played that lady on Hairspray.
Yep. So he had a nice facelift. I'm not mad at him.
Lord Jesus. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the facelift. I think facelifts are helpful, you know, if you get them right. Chavis said Andrew Tate in 30 years. Jesus, that's funny. That's funny. You saying that John Travolta looked like the top G.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting to me. So, Anita, what do you got going on? What do people need to know that they need to know in order to catch up or stay up with you?
So the number one thing I want folks to know, because I'm going on a marketing campaign once I get back from vacation, is I offer a service called Introductions. And what that is you can go to my pillar link, and that is the link in any of the descriptions on my channel. You can go to my pillar link in my Instagram bio, and for 100% free, you can click on the introductions link and complete a profile if you want to meet someone who might be a good candidate for you romantically. I have this service called Introductions, and I am taking applications. I'm encouraging people to go over there and complete their profile so that I can match you with someone in your state or country. So that is the brand new thing I have going on. I've been advertising it a little here, a little there. But for those of you who are still brave, who still have hope, I want you to consider completing your profile for Introductions and, give me a shot. See what I can do. If I can introduce you to someone who's local to you, relatively local, because I am a marriage advocate. I'm a love advocate. That's never going to go away. I don't care what y'all say. Marriage is not dead. Love is not dead. I am forever going to advocate for people finding each other and coming together and building a life, because I believe that's what God intended. I believe that's what's best for us. I believe that's how we become our best self, is in relationship to other people. So that's the number one thing that I am promoting, is my new service called Introductions. And then, of course, I have authored 3 books. You can find those also in my pillar link. I have a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram platform. I create content 2 or 3 times a week. I go live once a week on Sunday night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow. That is a lot. So where you going on vacation?
I am taking a cruise to the Bahamas, so I'll be gone for about a week. Yep.
I thought you was going to say Jamaica, because they put the soap on you on the raft.
Okay.
And,
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to the Bahamas.
Okay, listen, I'm not judging. Power Players Magazine said he did a good job on John Gotti. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, he really did. I feel like John Travolta is a phenomenal actor. I feel like y'all don't give him flowers.
Yes, he is.
Art, he says, since when you seen a fuzzy beret on a man? No, not a thing.
Okay.
So Samsonite says castor oil is a good facelift that's affordable. I use Jamaican black castor oil. These are genetic bags. Listen, nothing's going to stop these bags but a surgeon's scalpel, and that's all right.
Okay.
This is okay. I'm definitely not mad at it. Let's see here. Wow, Power Player said I just locked down 20 years of marriage on April. Congratulations. There's no black community without the Black American family. Man, you better talk.
That's it.
He said, looking at Chavis, sir. He said, looking at John's pictures make you reach for insulin. Well, insulin apparently is $35 now. So y'all can get it. FU2 with the $2 super chat says, Anita was great today. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate
somebody
you.
Said, like, there were so many comments in here, but somebody says, I'm looking for somebody like Anita, but like my age. And it's like, I just can't find it.
It's rare. It's very rare. I coach men and women. Yeah, I do coach men and women. And there's some women in my coaching practice that are great. They are great, but they're having trouble finding a man that is also emotionally mature, that is also conscious, that is also, someone who would be a really good leader, right? And that's what good feminine women are looking for. We're looking for men who are masculine leaders. We're looking for men who they have their own thing going on, and they're chasing their purpose and their meaning for being here. Like, that's what we're looking for. To me, there are a lot of passive men. There are a lot of passive, kind of mediocre.
Beta male simp manginas is what you're trying to say.
Okay.
Just call them what they are.
We don't want
just go ahead. It's all right. I'll say the bad. That's what. Listen, that's the one thing I do not like about the ladies' table. Ain't none of y'all the asshole. Y'all gonna need to find an asshole.
Yeah.
The men's table has me. Y'all need an asshole. Y'all are very nice.
We're not.
Y'all say the things very politely. You guys are lovely.
I think Crimson keeps it real. She keeps it real.
But she's not an asshole. Y'all need a straight up. Y'all need a Tasha Smith. Y'all need somebody who just gonna say the buck wild crazy thing.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, Crimson Cure is like 2.5 steps down from Scheherazade Ali. Okay. I need somebody that just go and listen. Y'all do a phenomenal job. If y'all have not seen the ladies' table, it is absolutely phenomenal. I suggest y'all watch it.
Yeah,
I really suggest y'all watch it. It's a really, really good show. But listen, I want to ask you this. And this is the last time I ask you before I let you go and we get up out of here. Here it is. I hear women on the internet, in real life, always talk about, I want a provider. Mm-hmm. I'm of the belief that if I'm your husband, I should provide. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of chicks out here who want provision right now that burn Kool-Aid and can't operate a 1-button air fryer. So my question to you is, when is the right time to provide before marriage, if at all? And what does that look like for you? Like in an ideal, healthy, normative, functional relationship that does not exist in a woman's group chat or in a man's social circle. What do those roles look like for you? And how should folks go about achieving those roles?
I mean, a man should have his life together. That's the only thing I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a man who has his life together. A man who has good relationships with the people in his life. He has his life together. He runs his business or his work or his career. Like that's really all a woman needs to see. Should a man be generous? Sure. But the idea of provision to me only comes within marriage. Once I'm married to that man, yes, I have an expectation that he will contribute, right? And I tell women the same thing. Take care of yourself, take care of your body, look good, be feminine, right? Be sweet, be collaborative and cooperative, and manage your life well. So when a man says to me, okay, well, I need her to come over here and cook and clean, and I need to see that she's a good wife. No, you just need to see how she manages her life. Men see who I am by just looking at how I manage my life. They look at the fact that my car is always clean. They look at the fact that my home is clean and comfortable and smells good. They look at the fact that I provide healthy meals for my kids, healthy meals for myself. I don't mind cooking for him if he's there. I don't need to go over to your house and cook and clean there. All you need to do is look at how I manage my life. Look at how I manage my money, right? That clearly I'm not going to stop doing what I've been doing once I'm married to you. All of that is going to translate into the marriage. And it's the same for a man. I don't need a man to pay my bills and we're not married. I don't need a man to cut my grass and we're not married. But if he's doing that at his home, I'm going to say, okay, everything he's been doing is going to translate into our marriage to each other. Okay, so if he's not paying his bills at home, if he doesn't want to work, if his house is a mess, if his yard is a mess, yeah, that's probably the husband that I'm going to get. So that's what I encourage women to do, to stop requiring that he pay your bills now and do all of this and take you to all of these places. Just make sure the guy is managing his life well. And the chances are good that he's going to keep doing that when he's married to you. That's it.
That's solid. I'm definitely not mad at that. Art said, Dave, we need Crimson. I want to see if I can get Crimson on the show.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure she'll come through. I think that would be dope. But Anita, you are an absolute joy.
You know who I'm trying to get on the women's panel is Six the Goddess. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I am.
Okay. So she's younger, so I'm trying to bring younger women onto the panel. Dee Dee was on our last panel. Trying to think of who else. Riva. Okay, Riva TV.
I love
I'm
Riva.
trying. Okay,
I love
so
Riva.
I'm
Riva's great.
actually trying.
I love
Yes,
my
I'm
vote's
trying
for
to
Riva.
recruit. Okay, I'm trying to recruit younger women. So yeah, I'm trying to get some young, fresh blood on the panel. So
No, I'm with it. And you
Yep.
know, okay, so I'll tell you the Six to Goddess story. All right.
okay,
Because I've never talked about this in person. So 2019, I started a streaming network called Business Bully TV, and Six to Goddess is signed on. We were going to do it, so on and so forth, have her own show. Like all the things you see now, she was probably going to do on the network. We never got to that point because she put up a post, and there are things you say respectfully, and I consider you a friend, if not a colleague, that I don't agree with, and it's things I say that you don't agree with.
right.
That don't mean I'm trying to. That doesn't mean I'm trying to sow discord on your social media. It just means I have a differing opinion. I'm of a certain age. I have a certain level of experience. I see the world as a fucking man. And at this point, she DMs me and she says, "Yeah, well," and I'm paraphrasing because again, I don't remember what she said. She's blocked, but what was said was something to the effect, "You trying to disrupt my thing, and you trying to derail my." No, I'm not trying to derail your post. I was like, no, sis, it's really not that deep. I just don't agree with what you said. No, you was trying to do this, and I'm like, respectfully, do you not understand that I don't care enough? Like, I'm not like, I have things to do. So I don't know what I conjured up in you in that moment. But whatever it was, I'm sorry, but kind of sounds like you need to heal, sis. And I wasn't being.
Y'all had a little bit of beef.
Oh,
there.
I didn't get to the punch. I didn't get to the punchline.
Okay.
And I wasn't being greasy. I was like, yo, like it's never like that with me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna go back and forth around the circles out of my way, it's gonna be to my wife. And even now, I don't really like. And she says, lose weight, bro. I said, cool. 360 pounds later.
You did. There you go.
So thanks,
There you
Six.
go.
Had nothing to do with you, but now what you got to say? I don't know and I don't care. But like to me, I think sometimes people think a lot more of themselves than they should.
Oh, okay.
And my experience with her, and again, that was one day 7 years ago. But it turned me off. Because it's like we have to be mature enough to have differing opinions without always going to, ironically, Kevin Samuel's sign language of shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
Right.
You know, like we have to be able to disagree without being disrespectful.
Yeah.
And that to me, that just as a person that really saw something amazingly special in her, I'm happy for her success. You know, I think she's extremely brilliant. She's very attractive, but that to me showed me that if somebody does not hold your particular set of ideals,
right,
you crash out. And that to me is a person that, again, I'm not a clinician. It's a little dangerous.
Right. But I think that's what happens in the space when people are younger. Right. One of the reasons why our panel is successful in the sense of, you know, we're all older, seasoned, calmer. You know, I often tell a lot of men, you know, men will say, "Oh, I like your vibe. I like your energy." I said, well, keep in mind, you know, I'm an older woman. I don't have that high estrogen. I don't have that high neuroticism. I do live more on the more logical, rational side of my mind now. You know, I'm out of childbearing years. So sometimes I tell people, when people are younger, when they're younger, they're full of testosterone, they're full of estrogen, you know, bad things happen. But I want to believe that as we all grow and hopefully mature, we get older, we start to see life differently. We start to see what really matters, right? I try to give people that space to grow. I really do. And I'm like, okay, hopefully she, you know, she's grown and matured in all this time.
Absolutely. I mean, after 7 years, if you're still the same person, especially when they say every 7 years you become a new person. Now, hopefully she's a new person. I haven't spoken to her since, and you know, God bless her. But yeah, I do think for that particular audience, again, I said you need an asshole.
Yeah, but I
and
think that
I
person would be younger. I think a younger woman.
It has to be. Jeff is probably the youngest person on our show.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's a clinician, so he's much softer.
Right.
I
Yeah.
have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. I don't really care. Real quick,
Yep.
Terry Kisser 7603 says, "Who calls themselves a bully? Black, unapologetically living and loving yourself. It's an acronym, you asshole."
Okay.
That's what it
I didn't
means.
know that. I didn't know it was an acronym.
Yeah, no, most people don't. And the other part of that is when you live in a world where accountability comes off as bullying to you soft ass Gen Z beta male simp manginas. I guess me holding people's feet to the fire does account to being bullying, which is fine. But let me help you out. I want to invite you to a beautiful African homeland. It's called Blakanda. And there you go. So
Okay.
no, wait. High Vibe said I'd like to see Anita. They do every week. When is the ladies' table?
So every Monday night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now we will be off the air this coming Monday because I'm going on vacation. I think Jeff's got something going on. We should be back in June. In June.
Yes, that's awesome. So yeah, you guys make sure you catch that. Make sure you subscribe. You can find that over on Ask a Brother podcast channel. And tonight, of course, because today's Wednesday, isn't it? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Men's table is going down.
Yes. All right. So please tune in. And Men's Table is awesome.
No. Listen, them other three guys. Listen, I'm just there for comedy. I add absolutely nothing to that show other than bullshit. Wait. Oh, Jay Regal said, Dave, I remember you were very disrespectful about Jasmine Crockett. I mean, you called her out of her name. I look at you as a mangina for that. Well, do me a favor. Do me a favor. We got time. We got time, bitch. No, let's do this. Jay Regal, mod, start the clock on Jay Regal. We got 3 minutes. Bring your ass up here. And let me explain to you what I said about Jasmine Crockett and why I said it. Let's have the conversation.
Yep. There you go.
Let's have a conversation. Come on.
Let's see what happens.
I thought we was going to get out the smoke show without smoke.
Okay,
y'all don't ever come up. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. The link is right there. Bring your ass up here, and I will tell you everything I need to say about Jasmine Crockett. And I'm waiting for somebody to tell me a lie. Because here's the problem. Y'all keep treating Black women in this country like they're little kids or the gospel singers at Showtime at the Apollo. I do not have a personal issue with Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never met that woman. I have friends who have met that woman. However, I can call out hypocrisy. I can say the lack of any policy in a time where Black people are suffering, in a time where 85% of foundational Black American densely populated neighborhoods are designated food deserts, in a time where those same neighborhoods have a gas price higher, between 6 and 10 cents higher than what they have in the suburbs where my Black ass lives. So poor people are getting poorer while the rich getting richer, and you're there. And there's not one piece of legislation that she has introduced or co-signed that has made it into law that has helped people. But she had time right after the Super Bowl halftime show to get her and her aides, I don't mean AIDS, I mean AIDS, to do Kendrick Lamar dance skits. She had time to go out here and fight for illegal people when Black women are still dying at a disproportionate rate in medical procedures that white women and Asian women almost never die from. She went from having a $250,000 salary allegedly to a $9.3 million net worth out of nowhere.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Explain that to me. Also, I've been Black all of my life. I come from the hood. My family started in the Richard Allen projects of Philadelphia. So, having said that, I do understand code switching. Never in my life. Anita, when you used to work in like regular jobs, before you went into private practice, did you ever turn on the sister girl in front of the white people?
No, I mean, I'm pretty authentic. I'm pretty much myself with everybody. So
exactly. So you're either
what you
yourself
see
or
is
you
what
code
you
switch.
get.
But have you ever code switched in reverse? Meaning that you start off talking very nice and proper and kind, and then all of a sudden, we gonna talk about Governor Hochfield's, honey.
Oh Lord. Yeah, no.
Yeah, see, because that doesn't happen. You don't code switch in reverse. You code switch as a means to survival. The reason that a lot of these chicks wear weaves and wigs and things of that nature is because as much as they talk about feminism, funny how Gloria Steinem didn't pull up to help y'all get the Crown Act passed. Funny how you're sitting up there talking about how you're fighting Donald Trump, but the George Floyd bill is still a bill, like it's on the director's cut of Schoolhouse Rock. Explain to me how she did all of that fighting, went up on a Breakfast Club, and again, I ain't got no love for Byron Donalds. I think he is who he is, but she shit on him for being married to a white woman while endorsing a black woman for president who's married to a white man who did not have the dignity to take his name. Now, Anita, you've been black your whole life. Have you ever heard of any black woman you know? Did your grandmama wash greens in the bathtub?
She washed them in a myriad of places, but yeah, I mean, you know, a myriad of places. So
I have never did your grandmama use bacon to flavor collard greens?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That must be a Virginia thing. It must be a Virginia and California thing. Because again, way my family is, we germaphobes. Ain't no ew. Especially with white people, babe, respectfully. Yeah, no. But if you're upset that Byron Donalds can't be for the people because he's married to a white woman, how could you think Kamala could be for the people married to a white man whose name she didn't even take?
Yeah.
And by the way, where's your husband? Oh, by the way, where's your job? Because you did all of that campaigning for illegals and Hispanics, and the illegals and Hispanics went with the white guy. You kept talking about how great the Democratic Party was, but Barack Obama came out of whichever home he was in, the one in Chicago, the one in New York, or the one in Hawaii, to endorse the white guy against you. Because once you got redistricted out of your position, you decided you was going to run for Senate and you failed.
Yeah.
How is any of that a personal attack on Jasmine Crockett? How is anything I just said not the truth? I just want somebody to tell me what I said that's tearing her down, that is not something that is 100% fact checkable.
But just know you're not able, there's like Jeff, so eloquently put, there are certain subjects that you're just, or certain people that you're just not able to speak on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the memo because I work for me.
Yeah, the black woman is one of them.
As a person that loves black women so much, I hire them at a 96% rate. As a person that loves black women so much, I married one. As a person that loves black women so much, I made two. I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
I come from a black woman who graduated from an HBCU and then got her, because y'all like degrees so much, then got an Ivy League master's in education, is a two-time teacher of the year finalist who's retired in Arizona living out her golden years. I love black women. I do not like gutter snipe cosplaying Negro chicks who are dancing a jig so that they can get accepted, because that's the only form you understand, because you want party and theatrics over policy. My bad.
Yeah.
And guess what? Because who you gonna call? I don't have a job. What you gonna do? Call Barnes and Noble and tell them not to carry my books? Good luck with that. I'll sell them out the trunk. I have moved 500,000 books out of my trunk, combined out of 23.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a way to eat, because whether you like me or not, what did Norman Whitfield tell the Temptations? As long as I'm making the hits, ain't nobody above critique. Not me, not Anita, not Crimson Cure, not Jeff.
I agree.
Nobody.
I agree.
Least of all, a woman who you can't point to one thing she made better for America outside of symbolism and sister girl snaps. So if that is me tearing down a black woman, guilty. Now what you gonna do about it?
Because remember, black folks, we should be looking at the effectiveness, right? If a person is not effective, is that someone you should continue to stand behind or promote? Or, I mean, for me, it's about the end result. It's about effectiveness. We don't talk about that enough. So that's it.
Man, that's it. But again, Anita, I'm sorry for tearing down Black women.
Yeah, they won't. He's not. He's gone. They said he's left the chat.
Because they don't want it. Oh, that makes you a mangina than me.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gone.
Ooh, you got me. I'm really going to I'm going to sit back and I'm gonna get in the shower, wrap my arms around my knees, and let the water cascade over my locks like I'm in a ghetto ass after school special because you said I'm a mangina. I'll take your bitch respectfully. I will take your bitch respectfully. I'm married. I don't want your bitch, but I'm saying, homie, look at your life from your bitch ass cubicle and look at mine in the house that's paid for. I got a Captain America shield behind me. Bitch, I got black Captain America still in the box.
Okay.
I don't give a googa fuck what you think about me.
Oh.
I guarantee you though, your girl loves me.
Mm-hmm.
She does. She's a fan. 28,000 in 5 weeks. What you got?
Mm-hmm.
We on our way to 100,000. And by the way, make sure you guys go to mycreditscrub.com, get your credit cleaned up. That's it. Oh, last comment of the day. High Vibe said, also, we need to let go of folks that have been bought and paid for. And paid for. Paid agents. But again, y'all like them butter biscuit cones. Yeah. That's it. I love that. Effectiveness. That is the word. And speaking of effectiveness, thank you for all the work you're doing for mental health. Thank you for trying to keep Black love together. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for taking the time, because I know this ain't always the ride people like to come on, because I'm crazy, and you might catch a few strays because of it. But I love the fact that you came through and you pulled up. I am so thrilled. You have over delivered in your presence and just being here. So I thank you for that, folks. I'm gonna be back at it tomorrow. Me. Anita Stoudmire. Make sure y'all follow her on absolutely every platform. It is Better Love Movement. Her lives are crazy. Her lives on the car are crazy.
Yes.
And listen. Ciao.
Yes.
Listen.
All right. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Y'all take care. Peace.
Get on. Did I wake up? Get your mind right. Real talk, no fluff, no sidelines. We outside, bring the truth to the sunrise. D.A.M.N, yeah, we coming at the right time. Defendants, some morning news. Like Hook Media. Morning media just got dangerous.